And that's enough out of that. Hello, 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 hello! Welcome, one and all. Welcome near and welcome small. Or should I say small? Make it rhyme. It is your boy Lolo, returning from a magical place called a pub to give you guys some much needed, hopefully anyway, distraction. Well, actually, I hope not, actually, because then that means you might have some shit things going on. Anyway, we're playing Dragon Age. We're pretty much through the chunk of the game at this point. We are starting to crest that hill. Actually, I think we've already crested a hill. I think we're going down now. We just have to go through Orzammar and all that stuff. I mean, we just showed up in Orzammar, but anyway, do apologize for lack of Wednesday's show. I had plans that fell through. You can thank Stormbearer, which you should be happy to know did not hurt in the lightest. Or the slightest, for that matter. Anyway. Background off and game on. Resume. Cough, cough. So, I got some wine. I got until around about 9 o'clock, and then I think I'm going to call it. And I've just finished dinner. I also put more money in towards Northern Ireland, which looks like it's going to be okay. It looks like the government's not going to be locking down the border anytime soon. That can change. But consensus back and forth are like, oh, there won't be another lockdown. And others will be like, yeah, maybe there'll be a lockdown. I don't know. Anyway, it won't be harm for me to have currency that's more valuable than the currency I transferred it from. So, I can't complain too much. Anyway, we are... Wait, we leveled up? Oh, Bark Spawn. Cool. Well, more for Bark Spawn. God, his constitution sucks! I didn't realize that. But of course, before we continue, let's go and grab ourselves Greater Tome of the Mortal Vessel. It's quite possible my character will be level 100 in strength by the end of it. The Archdemon is just going to have its face ripped off. It's going to be glorious. There's nothing here I want, so I guess I will do... Maybe Critical Strike? No, Destroyer. Passive, yes, that's what I'm looking for. Few can stand against a savage blow of a Destroyer. Every attack sunders a target's armor. Ooh. Aw, the effect of multiple blows are not cumulative. Lame. Anyway, Tome of Skill and Sundry. Shabupi. And finally, the sexiest one of all, which is the most useless, the Tome of Mortal Vessel. Gives you a single point, which, meh, alright. At this point, any armor in the game is just going to be ripped, dare I say, asunder. And as Win is right here, where is the book? Where's the book? Where's the goddamn book? Here it is. Tome of Arcane Art Technique. And Fireball. Right. So we are... There is a lot to do in Orzammar as we have just arrived. Let's start with Filda. Hi, Filda.
I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? I can move aside. I don't have much to bring them. My name is Filda. widow of Turok of the Smith Caste.
Turok?
I pray here every
Metal.
day for my son, Rock.
Oh,
I don't know
Rock.
whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul. It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only Smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them. How? There is no way except to brave the Deep Roads yourself. Warden, so you could do it. Only wardens face the Deep Roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers.
Take heart, good Widow Filda. We'll do our best.
Don't get your hopes up. We could search the Deep Roads for decades with no sight of the boy.
Please, find me as soon as you return.
Zev? Don't be a piece of shit. Come on. And trust me, you'll probably be happier if we didn't find him. Janar's armory? Why, yes. Where's his daughter, who will make no more appearances in the game?
Welcome to Janar Family Armorers. I must say, you look like our type of people. Looking for a new set of mail? At Janar's, we have everything from leather to platinum. I stay out of politics. It's not good for a smith to get the attention of those who grant vendors licenses. Lord Harriman's a fair man. My father did business with him, and he always paid on time. But the Idukans have served us well.
Surprised he doesn't recognize me.
To keep them on the throne, I cannot
It'd be like if Trump Jr. showed up in your store, right?
Of course. Keep in mind, we also take items on trade.
Let's see. Does he have anything really good? Yeah, actually he does, but it's all generic. So, oh yeah, I always forget that. Oh, let's at least get to 100. Loot. It's a good place to get heavy armor, but obviously Wade does the best in the whole game. This is vanilla, by the way, not... So, where's his Gorsh Dorn Dieter? Commoner. Yeah. Well, here's where I've been up to this stream. The pub.
Oh, wonderful. A dwarven tavern. I've always wanted to try some of their ale. I hear it's quite potent.
You're not welcome here, exile. I don't care if you're a Grey Warden. I liked your brother. If you need to speak to one of my patrons, do it quickly. But don't expect me to serve you. Yes, and he disgusts me as much as ever. But with him, you know what you're getting. I expected more from you. Not much of a trick. Now what do you want here? Good. Now stop cluttering up my bar.
I like that angle. She gives you this whole spiel. Like, it's a really good spiel, too. Cool. My dreams online. Nevin.
I've a question.
Oh, okay.
Well, here's the thing. I swore an oath to serve you, yes? And I understand the quest you're on, and this is all very fine and well. My question pertains to what you intend to do with me once this business is over with, as a point of curiosity.
Well, there's many fine brothels I could sell you to. After a Frav June celebration. You could go if you wanted.
Could I? And what if I didn't wish to leave?
Then you could stay.
Indeed. I might even be glad to call myself such, come to think of it. It is good to know what my options might be, but that is for another time. For now, we have much to do, yes?
Hey, you like that answer? Cool. Look at all the tiny people. They're so tiny because they're dwarves. They aren't like normal people because they're short. Yeah.
I don't understand why the programs aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Lord Dennick Helmley, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. So I'm curious. You've been living on the surface, right? Does it function any worse than Orzammar for having abolished caste?
Controversial opinion. I think the hards are equal. Things are hardly equal on the surface.
But there are those like you who see this with concern, no? Well, I've taken the time to actually talk to the other castes. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent deshers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the assembly.
Oh no! He's trying to talk to the plebs.
Asking if the castes are even necessary.
How would you vote, my nice king?
Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality. I doubt either candidate has been outside the Diamond Quarter in his life. But Lord Harrowmont seems a bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning.
Why the hell would I ask this? I was raised here.
As you wish.
And there he goes. He's really okay with someone who's been cast out of this place.
Get away. You'll change like the rest.
Jesus, did a number on this finger.
Hidden in all my friends. There's things older than Darkspawn. And once you're in the story, they find you.
They all have pretty eyes.
I found copies. All from the same pen and older than the ones in song. Dormant my ass. Take them. I want out. I won't disappear chasing a lie. I won't.
Someone can't handle this drink. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Alright. Let's see. Oh. Ah!
Maker's blessing on you, brother. The Maker brought forth this world and every creature.
Oh, good. That's what this place needs.
Religious people are inveterate liars.
Yeah.
He chose a human woman as his prophet and bride, but he loves all races.
That's why he never.
I'm Brother
That's
Virgil of
why he
the
never
Chant.
once mentions
Return
the
to my
dwarves.
ancestors' land to spread the chant of light. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
Yeah, having their version of the Catholic Church is probably not a good one, but it might get me a few points, so yeah.
The Shaperate controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memory's permission to open a prayer meeting.
Afterwards, we could start harassing homosexuals and those who don't believe in our ways.
Oh, I'd hoped you'd say that. His hand on your shoulder, guiding you always. Please let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
I think in the postscript he gets lynched, so I don't really care. Where's God now?
Sod it all, the exile. Never thought I'd see your face in the commons. Never thought I'd be glad to either. But this can only help Balin. Whether he forgives you or you scare people, it's another crack in the old way. I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
That's what I like. He's kind of he might have had you slaughtered, kind of, or tried to, but he also, you know, he's actually good for the city, so, yeah. No, I'm good. So, our job is simple. I want to go and clear out the commons, and then... Is this where we get the nug? I think so. We will... Oh, there's Dagna, or whatever her name is. She appears in Inquisition. She's fun.
Oh, I actually was talking to your companions. Or are you from the surface too? Oh, wonderful.
You'd think you should know who I am.
I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
Circle of Major.
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply.
Missives?
I want to know if they would accept me for study. I want to go to the Circle to study. I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
Encircle your request.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperiums for Tikum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child? Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Aww. She's so unprepared.
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's luxury goods shop. Wow, there are a lot of you, and I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying? Right. Yeah, I have some lovely things here. Lyrium enhanced, of course.
Drugs. 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 Golden mirror. I know who to give that to. An amulet. A gem bracelet. Ooh. Hell yeah. Life giver. 10% constitution. Holy shit. Mods or no mods. That's a boon. And I am a few quid short of it. Fuck. What do we do? What do we do? Oh no. Maybe if I transfer some of the stuff, it might make the difference. Shale. Armor. You get this. It's better. Whoa, it's big. Big. Where's Zeph news? Win. I could always just cheese it. Lud. Robes don't enter city of Orzammar. Throne stands empty. Deadlock may decide between blah 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 and blah blah blah. Yes, we've been down this road numerous times.
Have you seen my lunch? It's a piece of lichened bread with a spread of old cheese and shredded dried meat. I'm only asking because you never know who's going to get hungry. Right. best in the trade, you know. I worked the Orm myself.
He's gone a little bit kooky, he has. Little bit kooky wooky. Where are those damn books? There they are. Ah, now I can get this bad boy. And then I will be king of nothing. Durin shall win. Well, actually, she'll be really useful with this because, well, she's a mage, so. Okay. Nug Wrangler.
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter. No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dusttown. Guess I'm shutting it down. Gotta boil them before roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say. Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
I know. Come on, come on, come on. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. You guys can see? Okay, good. Was worried. Faster we get this new computer, the better, right? Quit Discord. Signal's a little weak. Not cool. Not a damn thing I can do about it either. That's the winter for you. The diamond quarter's over there. Oh. That was ridiculously quick.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell. Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Oh boy, a hide and seek type of game. That's the ones we want. Ugh. Nug.
Have you changed your mind yet? Are you willing to speak seriously?
Of your bosom? As you wish.
No.
Bosom.
I do not wish to speak of my bosom.
But it is a marvelous bosom. I have seen women half your age who have not held up half so well. Perhaps it is a magical bosom?
Stop talking about my bosom.
What I thought you wished to speak seriously.
I do. I thought, however foolishly, that you might be willing to speak of your past.
We could do that. There have been many bosoms in my past, though only few as fine as yours.
Bosom.
Enough. I'm ending this conversation.
Whoa, Jesus. Another nug time. No.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen.
Bosom, bosom, bosom. Nug. Bosom. Alright. Quickly go back. Drop this off.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen.
And now we get to work.
Higher-class midget lives here, I'll wager.
I am afraid you will find Orzammar much changed.
Oh, is this one of the girls I fucked?
My lord.
Yep.
They told me you were dead.
Good to see you too. Marty, wasn't it? Remember you looking for another night with your prince? No, I'm good. It's good to see you again, Marty.
I'm flattered you remember
I remembered the other girl I banged too.
our night of passion, the evening of your first commission, or the son we created, who now has his birthright stripped from him because you got yourself exiled.
Oh. Damn. You got a baby.
I've had to care for him myself, nurse him, clothe him. I can't work. No one wants to lie with a woman who's used up her fertility on some castless brat. How could you do this to her?
Hey, I didn't know.
Yes, convince your family to take you back, or at least declare you honorably dead and acknowledge your son. Please, think about what his life will be otherwise.
Here's some money to live on.
Thank you. I haven't had a solid meal in a week.
Give her 10 seconds.
Thank you. It's good to see you haven't completely forgotten us.
I've been spamming the game so much that money is next to worthless now. Convenient. Days.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
Lord Haramont, said to have kicked Castless in the street. Does he respect?
I love how if you keep going back and forth over and over, eventually you're like, Lord Haramont is bad. Very bad. Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot there's a whole system to that. I am not going through all that all over again. This is the throne of Orzammar. Orzammar. Where dwarfs go to be ugly and short and drunk and horny. Enter your Irish jokes here.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Probably won't work, but okay. Yep. Ooh, a hail rune. Nice. Duster level armor. Ah. Oceans 2.5.
Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act. I guess desperate times drive people to strange things.
Yeah, like stealing from the rich. That would never have happened before. Now all our ill-gotten gains can stay ours.
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
Oh, well fuck you then. Oh, just kill yous and Do it that way. There's not a single person alive who can take me. Except for that fight at the end of the game there. Hey Bill, good to see you. Chamber of the Assembly. Well, the Assembly chambers. Ooh. It's a person.
I heard you had returned to his exile. What insult do you mean by coming here?
I don't know. Why do you look like you're about to tell me the glory of Jesus Christ?
House Aitu can struck your name from its records the day you killed Trian. With Endron gone, Balin must take his throne.
That's not an answer to the question, the statement I made.
I have seen this treaty in the Shaper's libraries, but it is only the king it compels, and your father has unfortunately passed on. If you seek Balin's help, he can only give it from the throne, and only if no one stands in the way of his getting there. So you really have thrown your lot in with the surface. Very well. As long as you understand.
Yeah, I'll actually side with Balin. Fuck it.
I will allow you the chance to prove it. Harrowmont has been buying the votes of every Desher he can turn, but he is running out of promises. Recently, he offered the same estate to...
That's Duncan's voice actor.
He hopes the vote will pass before he has to pay out. I have the promissory notes, but they know of my loyalties to Balin. If you, on the other hand, brought them this evidence, they know you have little love for your brother and will believe you. Prove your loyalty. Perhaps you'll get the reunion you desire. Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much, but Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at Tapster's.
I know, I met him.
Remember, don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
Ooh. So you have to do a lot of busy work for them, and if I remember...
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Okay. I'm sure it's going to be a great example of democratic process.
Half our houses would go broke without the surface trade.
The proposal will be effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Desher's lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Ooh, that's an innuendo.
The assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Look at that strut. That's a good strut.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. So it's true. The exile has returned, and we are to treat you as a respected guest. And for that, you earn my respect, more than as a member of your lost family name. If only the assembly thought the same. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a propping until we have a king on the throne.
Okay. I'm with the game. There we go.
I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harrowmont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
So, number one, if you haven't already, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Number two, don't forget to check the descriptions down below for our Discord, Twitter, and if you want to help out in a more financial way, you got Streamlabs. And don't forget that tomorrow we will be joined by Girl Does Rant and the one and only Dusty, the beautiful bird, who will round out our our second last episode of the year. If you're also wondering, the PC is finally in motion. It's being built. It might even be built by tomorrow. Whether or not it's ready to go, they're going to process it beforehand. Which means that so long as they're fast enough, we should get it next week. I know I've said that before, but there's actual movement now.
I'm surprised to see you back, Exile. Lord Harrowmont asked me to find out why you're here. That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the service. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties. If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrowmont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously.
Balin's a cunt, but he's actually like a better king. Oh yeah! Happy birthday, Bill. I forgot about that. And good to see that you are celebrating in a time-honored fashion.
It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear.
And this is to be your king. One who cannot keep his own men from running like frightened children.
Lord Harrowmont does not use threats or intimidation to motivate his men. He leads by example.
Ah, I see. So it's his example they follow as they cower from this Prince Balin.
How dare you slander Lord Harrowmont?
Why should we ally ourselves with someone too scared even to grant us an audience? I suppose not everyone can face death as undaunted as an Antivan, it's true.
Then you agree to fight in Harrowmont's name. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then. Then I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner. Lord Harrowmont cannot risk his life working with someone of unproven loyalties. If you change your mind, let me know. The proving is this afternoon, and Lord Harrowmont...
He sounds like John Goodman. Alright, I want to work for Balin, even though Balin is like a piece. He's technically the evil choice. Also, the camera's fucked up now.
Support Lord Harrowmont at your own peril. Darkspawn will overrun Orzammar within the year if he becomes king.
I've heard crazier expert opinions.
What do you want? Are you a messenger from some other Desher? Ah, such a noble profession. Cleaning up whatever Darkspawn stragglers make it to the surface. You must be very proud. The Exile? Your house declared you dead. I have no business with you. Well, this isn't exactly a surface broadsheet. Where did you get these? Never mind. It is true enough, but there's nothing I can do about it. This deal was made on behalf of our entire house. Only my father can revoke it. He is leading a Deep Roads expedition, trying to secure an ancient Taig. It's unlikely he'll be before the election, but perhaps
Irish name.
important enough for you to brave the time.
Very old Irish name. You wouldn't see many people called Taig these days.
Thank you. He was searching an old Idukan site. Actually, it's the same place you had all that distasteful business with your brother Trian. I'll give you a pass as well.
That way we don't need to remodel a new area.
Good luck.
Oh, by the way, it seems there'll be enough people who are... That's actually pretty cool. For such a basic game, it's cool to see this rest of the area. It seems enough people are down for the idea that this Christmas, as in Christmas Day, I will be doing a live stream. Reason being is rather straightforward. I don't really have any plans myself, and it seems a lot of you don't either. Rather than you just watching some rando, why don't we all just get together and make a Christmas Day of our own? Fun.
the Shapered? What have we been reduced to? I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
Okay.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research. I was looking for something about the Orton Tig.
Oh, yeah.
It was lost during the last blight, and there aren't many records left.
God, dwarven haircuts for women suck.
From the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep...
Yeah, busy work. Give it to me.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
Yeah. Okay. See, this is called a quest. A quest icon. Once you give me this quest icon, I can do the thing for you.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace.
Aw, sad Santa is sad.
With which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts.
Stranger?
I am Zebor, the Shaper.
Zebor?
Your exile is written in the memories, Warden. I am sorry, but Orzammar cannot be your home, nor I your Shaper. We must all obey the Ancestors' rules.
Dicks.
These are Harrowmont lands promised here. But these are not the deals we approved at the Shaperate. Where did you get these? If you wish, you can make your words as false as the documents you bear. Then keep your silence. The Shaperate will launch its own investigation into these forgeries. The Gavorn family is a minor one, founded when a daughter of the Ferender house married down to a warrior caste man. Her brother died, leaving her family heirless. So the Assembly granted him a new family name and allowed him to adopt his daughter's children as heirs. Vartag Gavorn is on record asking the Assembly to bar Harrowmont from King Endrin's sick room. He is a vocal supporter of Prince Balin. You are an outsider, Warden, but not outside the law. I hope you will not do anything to challenge the stability of Orzammar.
Yeah. Dick. It's like the city that abandoned me is full of people who don't like me. Like, what are the odds?
I'm quite busy. Please do not disturb me.
I'm staring at this exact spot indefinitely. It's very time consuming. This is back before a lot of NPCs could be like really active. You saw this in a lot of games. Planescape, Baldur's Gate. You know, a character has one or two motions and just repeat it endlessly. It's yeah.
Lord Balin suspected of personally defacing
2 years to
Algren.
by all the holy sodding ancestors. How can you people just ignore that?
Branka didn't go alone, Algren. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapsters and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat?
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call.
Damn, Shale.
Can you believe it? Ogren's barely even warrior caste anymore, and he just clomps in here like he's entitled. If you see any guardsmen, tell them Ogren was at it again. All right.
Ogren, our last character.
So, I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine merchant is falling behind on his payments.
Oh no, gangs.
What do you mean? I pay my expenses. What about the expenses your good friend Jarvia incurs when providing your protection? It's not easy.
Wait a minute, that's the Batarian voice.
Decides to just burn everything in your store.
My store! Please, I don't have much. Business isn't good. People are scared. Tell Jarvia I'll get her money.
Jarvia's not happy with your promises, old man. Now let's go inside and see what you've been.
Who you looking at?
We must protect it. We must protect.
This is all I have right now. I could get more if I sell something.
Well, looks like we have a visitor.
Look at this fucking Chad. Look at me, I'm glowing with power and he thinks he can fucking take me.
Please, don't get involved with this. You don't know what they're like.
Then allow me to make some introductions. These are dangerous times in Orzammar, stranger. Lucky us, the merciful Jarvia is offering protection from the chaos. Your
Well, no, I got these scars.
might make you a target. So if you want the Carter's guarantee of safety, it's yours for the reasonable price of 10 gold sovereigns. Are you going to make your donation to the Stranger Safety Fund? Or do I have to show you how dangerous Orzammar is? Whatever you say, dead man.
Let's see how long this takes. I'm going to start by casting the cast attack. Then, I guess, pulverizing blows. Mark of Death on Rogar. What's his name? His name's literally Rogar. Rogar. Aura of Kings. And Bark Spawn can be just generic debuff. Yo, Rogar! Tell me again how scary this city is. Looks so scary. Ah.
What have you done? Great ancestors, he's dead. In my store. I have to get out of here. I have to hide. Jarvia will hunt me down for this.
She'll barely last the week.
For painting my name on the largest target in Orzammar? Sodding stone. Why do you think we paid Jarvia's extortion? You've ruined me. If I die, it's your fault. I have to run.
No, seriously, we'll butcher. There's a secret door here, but I think that's how you end the Carta. Which, Carter is a dwarven gang. That's where the Carta is. Alright. Guess we'll leave real quick. just to go up to the circle again. Yes, again. And get Dagna's permission, which is kind of a big deal because
The elder mage watches.
she gets,
I'm reminded of a certain former master whose head I crushed, or so I'm told.
well, she gets advice.
As my former master would say during his experiments.
Oh, I would do no such thing. I just find the idea of you so fascinating. On the one hand, it seems it would be so sad and so lonely in existence. And on the other, you are so very powerful. No golem I know of has ever had free will as you do. May I ask what you intend to do with it?
Other than exterminating the vermin of the sky?
Yes. Other than that?
I do not know. Crushing heads is fun, for now.
Well, that's something.
They're gonna be good friends. If you're wondering why I'm still playing Dragon Age, I wasn't really planning to, but this damn PC is just taking forever to show up. So, I gotta do something till then. And we're more or less the bulk of the game.
They make golems in such a place, do they not?
We just left it. Anyway, yeah, oh good, we don't have to go through the whole... Oh look, so we're gonna get a unique event now, by the looks of it. But yeah, once the new PC comes, I can find what games work, and then we can play them, and then we can work from that, and blah 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 blah. Oh look, Seizure Vision's back. It's been a while. The true horror of Ecto Cooler.
You're awake. Did you feel it too? It was like the archdemon saw us. Saw us. What does that mean? I think... Wait. Did you hear that?
Oh yeah, I forgot you get attacked. That was a nice little touch. I remember the only time this ever worked as like a genuine shock was the first time. And I felt kind of trikes. I was like, oh shit, we're underpowered as fuck because we had just gotten off a big fight. But, yeah.
I guess it's like Duncan once said. We can sense them.
It's a nice little touch, but I think it's too wooden.
We'd best be more careful from now on. This camp isn't safe any longer.
Will they send next, Darkspawn tax collectors?
Fortification should be built around the camp.
How unnerving.
It will be more difficult to sleep here now.
What, no trap? No ambush? Some assassins.
Shale says nothing. Sandal didn't use his god powers. I like Bowden. Alright, let's quickly go back to...
Yes.
Here. Let's realized also the Orzammar is in a way a microcosm of the Landsmeet.
Welcome back, friend. You'll be glad to
Great.
Orzammar,
Indeed. You have piqued my curiosity. It is common knowledge that dwarves lack the aptitude for spellcraft. She will never be able to weave the simplest magic, no matter how hard she tries. Fascinating. I suppose the circle should be flattered. I see. If she is willing to sacrifice so much for this, then we should feel honored. Tell Dagna of Orzammar that this...
Doing this means you can't use
if she chooses it,
the Smith in Orzammar anymore.
at the circle, she will live and study with the Tranquil, and perhaps the apprentices when it is appropriate. If only the circle was in better
I like the sound, the background sound. It's better now.
disappointed when she arrives. This will be interesting. She could tell us much about our...
I'm sure when I finally get next year to Inquisition, this is going to be a useful little choice.
The idea. I shall take this as an indication that perhaps things are starting to look up for the circle.
Oh yeah, yeah. The circle's only going to get better.
You've already done much for the circle. Now, I wish you well.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's not going to be any more problems for the Circle of Magi. Great Revolt, Civil War. No. Okay. She should be down here by the... Yep, there she is. Whee!
Hello, how can I... It's you! And it's been, well, quite a while.
Not really. Well, maybe a day or two.
Back, I hope.
Yeah?
Oh, please tell me what they said. Ancestors, bless you. I can't believe it. There hasn't even been a dwarven observer in this circle since Urelden in the 13th century. I need to pack. No, my parents would get suspicious. I need to go. Is there anything I should bring? Books? Tuition? Then I should go before my parents come looking for me. If you ever go to the circle again, maybe I'll see you there.
Yeah, you can actually find her in the circle. It's a nice little touch. Ooh. Tapsters. Talk to Oghren inside it. Oh, and this guy as well. Forgot about him.
I wasn't expecting you back. I guess you realize this is about the only fun in Orzammar? Oh, well, I'd ask for proof, or why you care, but frankly, I'm so tired of it I'm not even surprised anymore. I don't even want the land, but my house would kill me if I turned it down.
Look at the chunk on that chin.
Now I'll have to go through the whole process of rejecting the deal. And we'll both have to try something else. And I thought it was going to be a nice day. Should I? Didn't he accuse you of murdering your own brother? Why would you work for him now? Does it? I sometimes wonder if it wouldn't do better with a fair and intelligent leader. But I guess that's harder to find.
Oh, he's like the last good politician, and I just broke his heart.
What do you want? Oh, I heard about you. The exiled prince, coming back as a Grey Warden. Put his past behind.
Hi, Steve.
Saw you talking to Vartag Gavorn, and now it's all over that you've been doing dirty errands for Balin. I figured you'd be the one, you know, who could help me find Branka. But I guess you're just like all the rest.
You don't need a king to face a blight. You need a paragon. The Assembly elects them, but they're higher than the Assembly. They become nobles, but they're more than anyone born to a house. They're what every dwarf with a spine not made of soap dreams of being. City's only living paragon, and she's been lost in the...
How would I not know? I'd have been here for this.
2 years, and no one's raised a bleeding...
Like if Elon Musk went off to space and was never heard of before.
You looking to uncover all her secrets? Is that what Balin wants? I know he's been poking around, trying to find things out about her, what she was looking for. Won't tell me spit, though. He wants it for himself, right? A little blessing from the Ancients' technology, and he's assured the throne. Is that it? Aye, of course. I'm her bleeding husband, aren't I? She left me and took our entire house when she left. Is that what you were looking for? Well, there it is. Fine. You keep on your errands. Until your boss really commits to looking, you're getting nothing but smoke out of old Oghren.
Alright. Only chance you get to be with Oghren as a have him join your companion, which of course I want, because I'm going to be playing Awakening as soon as this main campaign's finished. I mean, he's a playable character in Awakening. Guess we can return to the Diamond Quarter, but yeah, no, we'll return to the Diamond Quarter.
Clearly because it is purple and a hyena.
Then you simply wish to be perverse?
This soundtrack's engraved in my skull. Jesus Christ. Sometimes.
Why would anyone find that
Looking for
entertaining?
seats. Speak with a guardsman.
My lord Idukan, you've graced this arena so often, I could never forget your face. We heard you were dead. What brings you back here? Then I won't take another moment of your time. If you are looking to pay your respects, though, your brother called approving to honor your father's memory. Would you like to take part? Let me just put you into the schedule here. Now, is there a particular name you wish listed? I'll just call you Grey Warden, since you're no longer of House Idukan. We actually have an opening in the first round.
This is gonna be a fucking slaughter.
That's what I like to hear. I will warn you, though. This is your last chance to make preparations or meet the competition. Once the fights begin, there are no new additions to the roster. All withdrawals are treated as losses and a sign of the ancestors' disfavor. Do you want to start, or would you like some time? The fighters' quarters are behind the ring. Go down to the ring, then. I'll be right there. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paradons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. First up is Sawern of the Warrior Caste. Many of you remember when Sawern made his...
He's a little teapot, short and stout.
in this very ring.
His father was 90.
Fights as champion for the royal Prince Balin against a member of the famed Grey Wardens.
In the name of House Idukan and our future King Balin.
Oh no!
First warrior to...
Yeah. Yeah, that was stupid on my part. I'm siding with Balin in this fight, and I'm about to fight against Balin's man? No. Silly sausage. No, I have to go back to the Diamond Quarter now. And, which is over here.
What say you?
No, not you. So we go back to the Diamond Quarter, and then... Whoop. Oh,
Could the end of Orzammar be nigh? Turn to Lord Harold. Legion of the Dead Warriors secretly wear Prince Balin's colors. Our prince has Orzammar's deadliest warriors behind him.
Well, have you found Lady Dace and Lord Helmy? If you do, there can be no further business between us. Now, is there more you need before you commence your search? Don't bother me again without something to report.
oh. That was silly on my part. Alright, enough gibber and indeed jabber. We have to go to the deep roads.
Of the hour, Lord Balin promises radical change.
Let's go. Nug. Nuggy.
I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesh's permission. And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today. I see you have his daughter's seal, so I will not stop you. But be careful. Just because the beasts have pulled back from Orzammar doesn't mean there are any fewer in the deep roads. Either we finally have the edge, which I doubt, or the beasts are building up numbers for the next attack.
The surface? But I thought the vermin never went up that far except
during blights. Ancestors save us if that's what's happening. What anyone knows? She went out there with her entire house and she's never coming back.
You don't think maybe she's still there, Commander? She is a paragon, after all.
And she is voiced by
No one lasts 2 years.
Captain Janeway.
Best of luck.
Alright. I do can tag. On a crappy map of the deep roads. There's a high number of darkspawn in the air, which means to break out my darkspawn killing device. Haste, magic, and I guess rock mastery. I think this, except for the ending, which is unlimited enemies, is the most amount of Darkspawn you come across. But anyway, Singularity of Justice, bam here, shaboopy, and we begin the slaughter. Yep. No magic for you. Acid Flask, Emissary, Poultice.
And so I shall.
This many upgrades we've had over the course of the game, I can't imagine it's going to be that dangerous. There's going to be a lot of Darkspawn, that's all. No, we can't have you. No magic boy here. Wham! You could, but then I just broke the seal open and it sorted itself out. Magic, that. Hot cocoa with marshmallows. Ooh, nice. That big cup I have sometimes with the hearts on it. I got that one Christmas, and it was full of hot chocolate with marshmallows. It was great. Also, see this guy here? I don't like what he just did. He gets to die quick. Deep Stalker. Deep Stalkers are creepy. They just have giant worm heads. They're like lamprey eels, but dinosaurs. Whoop. What's going on over here? And that's how we do it. Hi, Lord Dace.
I don't think that's the last of them.
You think? Singularity!
pulled us from a tight spot. You have my gratitude. I am Lord Anwar Dace. I heard nothing of another expedition. What brings you here so fortuitously?
Lord Harriman is trying to cheat your family.
What are you talking about? I've dealt with Harriman many times, and he's always been forthright. I'm not ungrateful for your assistance, but I hope you have some evidence to back such an accusation. I don't understand. What could... These are the terms of a deal we made with Lord Harriman, but... the charlatan. He's promised the exact same land to Helmy. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I owe you twice now. My life and my house's fortune.
Tell your daughter to not vote for Lord Harriman.
We will certainly not support a man who would use my family like that. I will tell everyone I know what a wretched trick Harriman tried to play. I must return now. My men need healing, and I want to look into this. You wish to travel with us?
Sure.
Then let us reach Orzammar before more beasts find our scent.
We'll be back. I'm picking the evil guy, even though I'm good. Games! Especially because he's the motherfucker who tried to kill me at the start of the game.
Lord Balin is the voice of change and defense. Lord Harriman is the voice of
That is. Yeah.
Lady Dace just came through the quarter on a tear. She's telling everyone who listened what a leech and a liar Harriman is. Good job. It's touching to see how strong your love is for your brother. He's ready to see you now if you wish.
Especially when he tried to backstab you by convincing you to kill off your own brother. Technically his brother, too. Oh, we dwarfs are horrible.
I warn you, be on your best behavior and keep your weapons sheathed.
Rogue to party, pick lock door, chest, otherwise more open. Wide. I like the name of the wine I'm drinking tonight. Bellis Vintis. It's a Chardonnay from last year. Technically 2 years now.
My big brother returned from the grave, and with the might of the Grey Wardens,
It just rosies my cheeks.
when Vartag said you wished to help me regain the throne.
Never do to you.
You'd have acted against me in a heartbeat if I hadn't done it first. The same way you turned everyone in the assembly against Trian. The same way our father, may the ancestors bless him, convinced his elder brother to enter a proving against a convicted murderer. The same way you killed Trian the minute he was a threat to you. And I guess you finally learned something about politics. Now Vartag tells me you're here seeking allies against the Blight. You were right to turn to me. Harriman would bow and dandle you on his knee like a child. But he could never overcome the Assembly's resistance to your treaty. This is a time for action, not cultured debate. We need absolute unity to fight against the fulcrum of true evil. Absolutely. And on the souls of our shared ancestors, as soon as Orzammar is united under Idukan rule. Unfortunately, while this debate rages, I have no power to send the troops you need. You've seen for yourself, the city is a slaughterhouse. Criminals run lawless. I could never hold the throne if I allowed such chaos. You have struck a blow against Harriman already, and I thank you for that. But there is another faction in play here.
The Quarta.
Have you heard of a woman named Jarvia and the Carta of Criminals she runs? They know Orzammar is divided now and has no time for them. It's made them bold. If I show the city I can eliminate such a threat, well, let's just say my position would be stronger. Your eagerness is charming. If you can do as you say, you will have the troops you need the moment I take the throne. Unfortunately, Jarvia's base of operations is in Dust Town, and you know how little leverage we have there. The castless refuse to cooperate with my men. But now that you've spent so much time on the surface, you're practically one of them. Perhaps you'll have better luck. And I will wait eagerly for your return.
Wait, what? Why is there more? Uh-huh. Thwomp! Oh, the ambassador, that's right. I completely forgot. Dwemer rune. Nice. Alright. I guess we can return to what's his name.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Yeah, it's good. Sure, no one will mind that I just killed off an ambassador to a foreign country in their home. Yeah.
Please be quiet. My patient needs a rest. Fools and their politics. The poison was probably imported as a king killer, and she got dosed by mistake. I've never seen anything this potent. Warden, I don't know. Maybe you've seen something like this on the surface. Maybe you've used something like it. If you can chase these things down, I'll thank you, but I won't get my hopes up. The stone will take her soon.
Okay.
Any luck, Warden? She doesn't have much time. There's nothing I can do but wait. It's all but inevitable.
Hey, Raisin. Good to see you. Oh my. No, she's dying of everything, but I think you could use those moments for another thing. Boop. Whoa, game lag. The hell's going on here?
How dare you show your face after what you've done to House Hadouken?
How dare you show your magic trick when it's not the variety show? Ugh. Ooh, wow. This won't be a long stream. I'll go until around about 9 o'clock. I'm a groggy boy. Speaking of grog, I should drink my grog. Yeah, happy birthday, Bill. Hope you've been having a good one. Of course, for mine, in January, which is only a month away, Jesus Christ, I plan to go to Northern Ireland. Speaking of, I got some sterling for that very purpose. Feels so different. Here's a €50. Here's a 20 sterling. Sterling's all like plasticky and rubbery, and you can see right through it. Euro still feels like an actual money, but sterling is more valuable. It's strange. No? Alright. Guess we'll go to the, what do you call that quarter? White wine and red wine. I also had beer earlier because I'm back from the pub. I even had some mulled wine, which was very nice and surprisingly cheap, at only $4.50 a glass. And they give you a proper, like, German-style wine glass, too. Scalding hot, though. I've got all the ingredients to make a, I've got all the ingredients to make some red wine, but, mulled wine, that is. But obviously, I barely got back in time to stream at an appropriate hour. What's the red wine I've got? Oh, it's the same vineyard. Oh, wow. A blend I don't think I've ever seen before. GSM. Granche Seria Marcelin. Oh my god. The guy on the back of the bottle looks like a fucking goblin. I don't know if you guys can see it. It doesn't make terrible wine. Mulled cider, yeah, that can be nice. And I'm not a big fan of cider either, so.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen.
I like me some white. Red's okay. Red can be a little rough. My favorite is rosé in the summertime. Oh my god. This is not... The white's nice though. It's a Chardonnay. Chardonnay Viognier. One plus about being in Europe, of course, is that we don't have to pay nearly as much for shipping to get the good wines. America's kind of stuck with the wines in the Americas, which is alright, because Chile in particular does some really good stuff. Landon, did you see the 3 drinks minimum I had with the man? He brought some goddamn glorious shit to the table. I was just exhausted and drinking Heineken cans from the can. That was a crazy night. Fun though. He's a good guy. Tomorrow should be a good laugh. Hope this doesn't give me a hangover. Jesus, I don't want that. Let's... Thwomp! This magic being used against me is, in the base game, a death sentence. Crushing prison and paralysis. Holy shit. I did indeed. He's fantastic for that. He basically stuck a bar. Yeah. Oh, speaking of 3 drinks minimum, on the 15th, we're going to be joined by Raisin, who will be joining us for that. Not quite sure what she wants to watch. Okay, cool. Sorry, just reading the message there. Besides that, I suppose I will... Hold on. Just want to say this real quick. Missy Ann. I'll say this again tomorrow. Missy Ann has agreed to, in 2022, I should say, my bad, that's next year, join me as my co-host in a new podcast series I've got going on called Kink Think. More on that in the coming weeks. Oh! Such lewdness. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Bill, be on guard. Looks like we've got a spam bot. Not alone either. I recognize that spam bot from Jamie Dark's stream, Lady Hopium. I was watching a little bit of that earlier. I recognize some of the same responses. Just block them. Boop. Smash, smash. No, Jesus, look at this. The amount of them. Alright. A very cool new show idea. Should cover that nicely. Can't wait to see what these two bring. It's gonna be a good one. We're gonna have plenty of guests too. Try to get Girl Does Rant in on the one, but she's a busy lady herself. Had Missy not been on board, I actually would have put the offer out to you there, Raisin. But I imagine you've got enough on your plate these days. And I was also thinking Ali as well. Or even Miss Parker. Oh, and we've also got, I know it's been mentioned before, but we also have Elf King is still on board to do the Berserk show in maybe if not January, then early February. We'll see. I'm gonna have to start doing research on Berserk in January. So I'm guessing very early February, like the first week. I love the logic of the game designers here. They're like, oh, well, no one wants to keep fighting Darkspawns because it's repetitive, so let's replace it with another enemy that's also repetitive. Yeah, Bill, did you, get anything fun? Nothing good. Well, it was a good sign, though. Missy was straight away on board for it.
There's that, of course. But there's more to being a Grey Warden than killing Darkspawn and saving the world from the Blight. Ultimately, being a Grey Warden is about serving others. About serving all people, whether elves or dwarves or men. As a Grey Warden, you are a guardian of men. And you guard them because their continued
You guard your massive boob separation.
Thus it is you who serves, not they. A good king, a true king who cares for his land, uses his power to rule firmly but fairly. He serves his people first and foremost. The king who does not do this, who believes that he
Christmas should be a good stream.
power, who abuses it and uses it for his own means, is a tyrant.
I'm sure there's a lot of like old abandoned ware Christmas stuff we can look at. We could what's the one that Brad Jones reviewed years ago? It was like Mrs. Laura's Christmas from like the late 70s. Oh my god, that thing was a fucking head trip. Oh, it was brilliant.
If you live apart from others, and your actions affect only you, then you may do as you wish. But if you have power, influence, and strength, your every action will be as a drop of water in a clear, still pond. The drop causes ripples, and ripples spread. Think of how far they will go, how wide they will become, how will they affect the pond. But I've lectured enough for today. I should stop before I wear out my welcome.
Oh, don't let the name completely fool you. It won't just be like check your lists off on FetLife or anything like that. Like, we would be talking about everything from relationships to online dating to... I don't want to spoil it too much, and I have to really sit down with her and just think about like what our first... I've got an idea in my head for what the first episode is. That might not be as obvious to everyone at first, but I've noticed especially since I started streaming, it's something that it's kind of a given. And yes, I'm keeping it vague for a reason. Costa! Well, I got a cheap Wendy's breakfast. Then I got stuff from stores, including $5 cake. Then I got a little high. And the last thing you do is have a little hot cocoa. That sounds like a nice day. Sounds like a solid enough day. I had plans for Wednesday that fell through, but they've been rescheduled to Saturday. The reason they were... that's why you didn't get a stream on Wednesday. The reason they got cancelled was because of a storm. And it was a pretty bad one, but it wasn't so bad. In all fairness, we've had far worse. Oh yeah, you can reassemble a demon and be like, give me what I want. And he actually listens and does what you say, because it's a demon bound to you by plot contrivances. We need to have a private chat on how you want to proceed mod-wise. There will be trolls. Oh yeah, that's true. There will be indeed. When that time comes, don't worry, Bill, we'll send for you, because you tend to be, besides you and Augusta, at least you're like my main two mods. It'd be a bit crazy not to have us sit down. There's no other way about it. Missy brings it out, and some of the topics we'll be bringing up, holy fuck. And hell, like even if I had picked, say, girly or whatever, we'd still get trolls in the chat. I can't wait until we get our first religious nut job or like incel complaining about it, especially on like crazy ass topics, or at least as they would see as crazy. That's gonna be fun. Not every stream will be live streamed though. I don't think our first one will be. I think it's going to be I think the first one's just going to be a sort of a taster of what to expect. We also have to work out the timing as well. That's another key thing. We don't have it down to how many times a month we'll be streaming. Also, it's kind of important to point out, it won't last forever. I think eventually we will exhaust the topic. Or the topics. There's only so much we can talk about. And that's okay. Not every show has to last forever, you know?
I trust Vala.
One day Bearded Ramblings will end. Just letting you know. I'm not giving you that with a nudge or a wink, by the way. Just... telling you that one day things change and everything stops being what it once was. And that's okay. Gives an opportunity for a new thing to start. But I do think that this is good, because I've been thinking about this for a while. I'll tell you who kind of inspired me. Lacey Green. She posts up a few videos every blue moon about, say, online dating, or when a kink is something for you to be like embarrassed about or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's cool, but she doesn't have enough time in the day to do it constantly. And frankly, Missy and I can get way more detailed than she can.
I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
It's not okay. I'm frightened. You're frightened about a show that hasn't even started yet, and like, that's actually a good sign. But no, I mean, eventually all things have to end. Or at least change in a way that it might as well just be a new thing. I like it. Look what happened to Marshall. Or how Jamie shifted. Or the breakup of DP. And hell, Channel Awesome. What's happened to that over the years? why, but this one finger has been driving me crazy. Oh, little known fact, if you guys haven't known already, I'm double jointed. See? Y'all see my joints? Creepy ass fingers. Oh. What was going on there? I had the weirdest dreams last night. Jesus Christ, they were weird.
I smell a seedy underbelly. What's and all?
Reminds you of home, doesn't it? Oh no, how can we possibly kill them? These people who probably haven't had a good meal in about 3 days. That was a cool kill. Just jams him in the gut and then rips his head off. I'm excited for this. I am too. And don't forget that once we start back up, at the very least you're going to get a slightly different opening and a slightly different thing. And throughout the year we'll try to get something like, say, maybe an intro for Bearded Ramblings. That'd be pretty cool. Or a soundtrack. Custom emotes for the stream itself would also be pretty interesting. I'm going to get the PC sorted.
You don't look like any guardsman I ever saw, and that's not much of a uniform. Oh, you looking for a chance to bring in some coin? Could be I have that opportunity, especially for someone with a few connections above ground. Human kings, you know, they make these ridiculous laws. Like about who gets to buy and sell lyrium, the sacred gift the stone provides us to show her love. No law should regulate that. The laws are meant to keep mages away from the stuff, so there's always buyers in the Circle Tower. I got one man named Godwin. He's expecting a delivery of a stone's weight. You want an investment opportunity? I could see fit to, say, sell you that lyrium instead, at the reasonable price of 50 sovereigns. You can keep it, or, since you can travel freely from here, sell it to Godwin, who you know is buying. And if you bring back his return order, I could pay you, say, 20 sovereigns as a finder's fee. Most dwarves born down here have a natural immunity. Other races, there are problems if they spend too long with the ore. The real issue is that lyrium's valuable. It's only found down here, and human mages can't work without it. I don't think so.
Nah, I'm gonna turn you in. You're breaking the law. I actually would have worked with him, but I don't have 50 sovereigns. My warden's a bit of a piece of shit, actually. Ooh, he did have 20 coin on him, so maybe he was telling the truth. New PC, son. Yeah. It's only your fingers or your shoulders do it too. My buddy does both. Oh, I've known people who've done that. Weirdest one had to be this when I was working in the charity shop in Dublin. We had this exchange student from Spain, well-to-do family, and she was a ballerina by training, and she could do it with her feet, the whole ballerina standing on her tippy toes. Oh, that was creepy, and it was also really impressive. But yeah, it's just my fingers. I think I found my old Yeti mic, though I sold it. Just thought I followed it. Oh, cool. I need to get myself a real mic, real camera, real everything, really.
What do you want, Warden? You're out of your element down here. Is that so? What makes you think anyone here would turn me, I mean this person in?
Really?
I walked into a sodding fight, Warden, and I've already passed your stupid tome along. Too bad for you.
Okay, but why the hell didn't you just tell me where it is? We didn't have to fight. I'm gonna kill you now, but that's beside the point. Ah, I'm outnumbered, and you've clearly been proven to be incredibly strong, so I'm gonna go and kill you. What?
Have you a coin to spare, my lord? It's for my son. He's sick. He hasn't any clean clothes to
Aww.
wear or anything to eat today. Neither have I. Thank you. That a stranger would care so much when my own family barred me from their halls unless I'm willing to. But no, I can't bear to even think of it.
Yep. If only I didn't invite you to say. Yeah, there's a good few things I need to get next year. I'll probably do it in between saving up for the trip to Omaha. That one will be expensive. That'll be about 800 quid. You guys might have to help me out there. Speaking of, we do have a stream goal, as you see down there at the bottom. Don't let my no longer being so worried about it fool you. Any extra money can help me along. I still have the Canada flight, and I still have buy off the hotel as well. Be given some leeway, but not by much. And given, much appreciated. If not, not required.
My son's father is casteless, as is he. I used to be a minor, but my parents stripped my caste and refused to accept me back. Unless I agree to abandon the child in the deep roads and pretend I never bore him. You would do that? But why? Then I cannot offer enough gratitude. But I warn you, my father is a stiff-necked man. His name is Ordell, and he's usually at Tapster's in the evening.
Why the hell would people underground have an evening and a morning?
Do what you promise.
It made sense to have like a weird way to judge time in, say, Menzo Baranzan for D&D, but alright, so where's the old there's this old... There she is. Naz...
Well, look at that. It's not often old Nadezda sees a fine
Nadezda.
here in Dusttown. Help a poor cripple. Well, thank you truly, my lord. That's right good of you. Not many from your parts even bring coin down here, much less share it. You got a vice to fill? Old Nadezda can set you right up. Know her. I used to run with her. Jarvia took over the Carta not more than a year ago, and already she's got every duster with both legs bearing swords for her. They do, but it's not easy to find. Jarvia's got real paranoid. She's got Carta members all carrying these fingerbone tokens. She scratches some mark into them so she'll know they came from her. There's doors to her base all over the city, but only one is ever open at a time. And if you show up without a token, you'd never know it was there. Can't help you there, Selrocka. The Carta members keep them real tight. But that's worth something, right? Maybe just a little. I'll think of you when I go to bed with a full stomach.
Suspicious door. Right, now I need to find... I think it's in this store here. There we are.
What are you looking for? We got nothing to buy for the likes of you. Or maybe you wanted to sell. Of course.
Nothing. No efforts. Boots. Okay. Crows. Ooh. Meh.
You're back. You got more business for me? Enough to know she don't fancy strangers asking questions. Her base goes everywhere in Orzammar. You cross her or even talk bad, your bones end up in the lava. Could be if 30 silver came my way, I might know a bit. Only Jarvia's men know all the entrances to her base. But I tell you, I've watched them. They go up to what look like bare walls and poof, gone. Like there's a secret door. There's one just across the way. Watch long enough and you'll see. Now you want to buy something, or are we done? That's what I thought.
Okay, it's weird. I gave him a bunch of money, but I only gave him a small amount of money. If I'm right, we get jumped. No? Okay. And they're like, you've been asking too many questions. But then afterwards, ironically, you can loot the corpse and... Yeah, they've got the bone token. Or do I already have the bone token? No. If you pick the Duster choice, one of these houses was your original one. Here's a hooker. Retry? What? Weird. PC, come on PC, give us what I'm looking for.
Look what we have here.
Jarvia said you were looking for trouble. Congratulations.
Oh, they're all like little toddlers. We're in our play suits. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna decapitate you first. Won't that be fun? Death babies.
Don't kill me. Sorry ancestors. What do they teach you on the surface? You fight like a bleeding archdemon. Sweet bloody stone, look at them all.
The base is below the city. You can get to it through the wall of the third house on this row. Put this token through the slot, and it'll open. Well, will you let me go now?
Really? Oh, thank you. You're a good person.
How do they say it? The ancestors have shown their favor. Bless you.
Silly sausages. You were no match for me and my ability to cheat. Sausage. Should have picked up sausage.
Perhaps I could have
Might be able to pick some up over the weekend, actually. And I mean properly going to the butchers as well. Haven't done that. You know what? I've been in this village now for years. I even left to try my luck in the States, as a lot of you know. And not once did I ever go into the butchers there. I went to the butchers in the store, but I've never been into the butchers. And there's two of them. Because Ireland has some strong butcher tradition. I should really look into it. Wouldn't know what to get though. This time of year though, there would be probably tons of offers. Walk inside and be like, ooh. Was in the next one over, the next town over. That was, that's some good stuff. And he does some great stuff. They do quail eggs up there. Expensive, but nice. quail. I almost felt bad breaking them. They were so pretty looking. Weird spicy taste to wait a minute, I know that noise. That's a nug! Nuggy! Sweet nuggy nug. Nuggy nug, nuggy nug. Nug, 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 nug.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen.
Nug, nug, nug. Alright, go to Topsters, talk to what's his name, and he'd be like, Where is he? There he is.
What are you looking at, stranger? I have no daughter. Could be you met a castless whore claiming she was once mine.
Oh yeah, yeah. Father of the Year right here. Natural tang of pure innocence you're tasting. Yeah. The weirdest thing is I've seen the very quails on the farm that it came from, so maybe not them direct ones, but like their lineage. So yeah, I've seen the creatures whose babies I've devoured. They look delicious.
What? You think she'd die just to keep that thing? She knows what she has to do to come home. I never wanted her gone. Just the little cur. Can't she see she'd have a better life if she got rid of it?
Look, just tell her we never meant to hurt her. It just seemed best that...
Oh, just tell her to come home. Her mother and I are waiting for her.
Oh, easy, he buckled. Blue, bloom, floom, ba-doom, doom. Now, if I'm right, dust down. I recommend, though, if you have any sort of artistic inclination, after you've done with making your quail egg omelets or French toast, that you keep the shells. Check them out sometime. They are so beautiful and so tiny. Like
You're back.
This big.
What did he say? Both of us? I don't believe he said that. I've never heard him refer to my son as anything but trash. He calls him it. But maybe Mother convinced him. Or you did. Oh, my friend. I cannot thank you enough. If this were
I'm not gonna tell if that's her outfit.
pledge himself as a knight in your service. When he grows up, I will send him to you.
No, it's her outfit. Okay. The texture is the same as her skin. Weird. Alright. Let's get looting. Continue. The finger bone in the socket. Lewd. Next year I'd like to do a crazy ass tasting video too. You guys can think of something. We could set it as some sort of stream go. So fragile, so beautiful. Make it into an omelet. Damn right. And they're so small too, you need to use like a 6-pack just to make a standard size omelet. And I make good omelets. Let me tell you that. None of that squishy, squelchy stuff. I think actually best for a quail's egg would be a poached egg. If you've got a poacher, which you can get one, you can get like a crappy basic one that you put on top of a skillet, but if you get like a dedicated one, even better. That's probably the best
What's the password? Looks like we have a martyr, boys.
Carter Dorman. Now this is a surprisingly long fight. There's a lot of enemies here. And dwarfs, of course, are very good at stopping magic and can take their punishment. Plus, there's a few Qunari down here as well, which aren't good. If you were a... if you were picking the Duster opening, the Orzammar cast list, then it's a big reveal to come home. You can even see it on the map. Look at all the red arrows everywhere. Jesus. It's like it's some sort of air show. I need to get more drunk. I think that needs to be the catchphrase of this channel. That, and of course, a little known ditty known as Andavar. Ooh! That's what a race that's almost extinct needs to have. A bunch of people dying. Andavar. That's still going to be on my first run of merch if I ever get enough views, enough subs. Best way, as always, for you guys to do that is to like, share, and subscribe.
What say you? By all means. Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this forever.
D&D, Andavar.
Antiva, it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom, or so the saying goes.
Andavar is a good name of like a port city, you know? A very dirty, gruff one, but still one that brings in a lot of money. A little bit on the seedy side, you know? You want to get your best adventurers, you go to the, you go down there by the docks, you go to the inns and the brothels and the opium dens there. And experience life till you've had an Andavar Sunday.
It is fine enough with its dogs and its mud. The people are spirited, even if they can't tell the difference between an assassin and a mere killer. I hail from the glorious Antiva city.
The most boring named city in all of Phaedus.
Amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
We are literally in it.
Ah, yes. The city of lava and stone. It too is beautiful in its way. Sad that it will never see sunlight or smell the salt of the ocean, however. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
Damn.
I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home, more than anything.
I've got a set of boots for him there.
Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. Ah, but I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no? True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated?
Also, what he said there made no sense canon-wise. He killed Isabella's husband in Ravenna, which is outside of Antiva, but this is the first time he's ever been away from Antiva? But she wouldn't have gone to Antiva because she was a housewife living on a farm.
Quite right you are. I see the Grey Wardens do not recruit fools.
Leather.
Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Probably have some pretty good seafood there in Antiva, because it's meant to be Spain. Or is that Nevada? Or Navarra? Well, it'd be too obvious. The one where Cassandra is. I think Antiva might be actually Italy. Or is that the free cities? Oh, I forget. I'm gonna have to play all 3 games, which I will. Obviously next year will be. We'll get this game done before the end of the year. Considering after this, we just have to go to Denerim, and then we have to do the DLC, which is a quarter of this game. Yeah. We'll definitely get through the main story before the end of the year. But if I'm doing like 3 massive streams a week, because we're ending Bearded Ramblings until the 14th of January, doesn't mean that we're entering it. We're entering games. We are ending it not this Friday, but next Friday. Obviously, I'm still doing that Christmas stream and the like, but no, it comes later. Blood for the Skullblood's throne. Haha, you fool! You came all the way from Parvolan just to get your head cleaved off. In the middle of a goddamn cave full of nugs. Sexy nug people. Level up! Oh no. Look at Billy Badass over here. He'll be the one that kills us all. He'll harm you! One thing I loved about Assassin's Creed 2, I think it was, is when you hit like top level, most of the lower level guards in hostile cities would like actively run away from you really quickly. Ooh. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. This is a nice little feature. Well, not a nice one, it's annoying. But if your greed gets the better of you,
Perhaps I could have a try for that.
apparently someone booby trapped this booby. Leather. That's what I'm talking about. No. Yes. I have to really sell and transfer a lot of this stuff out. No. At this point, he sounds more desperate to try it than he thinks he can pull it off. No, no, you can't. You get nothing. More dead dwarfs, perhaps? They're a horny race, so they repopulate quickly. Thump. Pound, pound, pound. Pound town. You poor erotic fools.
It speaks.
It does.
It doesn't have better things to do. Oh yes, that I remember quite well. My former master, the
Andavar.
He brought me. As I recall, he had acquired some position with whatever lord ruled the land. I, being little more than a glorified possession at the time, was brought along. Oh, how he enjoyed impressing the villagers with me. Gollum, snarl at that villager there. Be fearsome.
This wine is very pretty when it's poured.
To do it. I traveled with the mage. He did a lot of traveling, I remember that. But where we went, it is rather fuzzy. I remember great battles, fighting many humans long ago.
He fought the Orlesians back in the day.
And squishy. And before that, no, there are only images. I was somewhere dark. I'd have happily stomped them all into paste, and then ripped down their little houses and stomped on them, too. In fact, after 30 years of watching them, I'd do it twice. What I didn't like was being ordered to do it. Dangled in front of those frightened morons like some scary thing. Once I was a statue, it took those villagers years before they'd even approach me. The first one to actually work up the nerve to touch me urinated himself. Ugh. That is where Wilhelm kept me. He wanted me out in the open where I could be frightening like a scarecrow. I was supposed to watch for thieves.
I always imagined that if they did a live action, Tim Curry would do the voice of Shale.
Hag. He did love using that control rod. Fondled it so much his wife actually threatened to throw it in the lake. I would have liked to have seen that. Which reminds me, where did it find the rod? Did it pay a great deal for it? Hag. Good. I was just about done talking about it. It does like to have a good chat now and again, doesn't it?
Shield of Proust too. Okay. Oh. I've got haste on, so the traps are just immediately bypassed. Okay, dishes done. I'm the only one who listening to Viking metal. I do dishes. No, I've actually known people who do that. You really want to get into some freaky territory? Do dishes while listening to a University of Columbia lecture on the ancient Greeks. Your boy is into some kink think. Oh yeah. Actually, last time I did any sort of chores, it was to Vosh. And before that, it was Patrician TV. And before that, I think it was Jamie, actually. Wait, is it Jamie now or Hopium? Is Hopium the channel? Remember TJ asking her this. Getting around, organize the apartment now that I'm not gonna die. Yeah, those of you who have been following but haven't checked in, Augusta seems to be over the hump. It looked pretty dicey there for a little bit. Not gonna lie, I was worried. I tell my roommate about you. So when I told him that you seem to be doing a little bit better, he was like, "Oh, good," which to him was like, "Whoa!" That was a big deal for him. He's a man of few words. Sure. I did worry. I mean, after spending some time in the cold of Manhattan's icy winter, you know, I also...
I see you bear no love for Jarvia. Please, help me.
I do worry, and I do wonder.
Thank you. We've been down here. It's been so long.
There's unfortunately no other way. No.
Just stopped eating one day, all for a stupid bet.
Yeah. You could have a very quick conversation with him. I could be more engaged. I'm too distant. This channel squanders because I'm too distant. I did find out that Monty is not doing too great right now, unfortunately. That made me feel very sad. That's something next year I hope we get to do. I hope we get Animal, Money, or both of them on at the same time. Save on guests that week, that's for sure. Really wish someone would have told me somewhere in there. Yeah, it was, the worst part is the not knowing, right? It's the uncertainty. Like, because your mind goes to the worst territory, because you can distract yourself for hours. I'm actually one of the few things that horrible experience taught me was that I am really good at distracting myself for a few hours. But every single day, oh my god. LA's not much better, but at least in the summertime you've got more like ability to walk and talk, to interact. Wintertime in New York, holy shit! Like, if you watch those videos, look, you can see I'm kind of. Yeah, I'm not gonna take this shit. I'm just gonna get damaged if I do. I'm just gonna end up like dying of hypothermia, or homeless people. Like, or should I say, unhinged homeless people. Other homeless people were really good. Something I never told. I never told the story. I've told about the priest who gave the sandwich. That was really nice. And I told about the security guard who showed me where to go and sleep and all that shit. But one thing I never really talked about. There was this guy I spent one night next to on the steps of the church. And he... Oh, I've got to remember to go back at that. He had on a pair of, believe it or not, like shearing gloves. Rubber shearing gloves. The outside of them, ice cold. Inside of them, laced. In the morning, he left them there for me. Because he saw throughout the night that my hands were like completely and utterly like freezing. Were they ideal? Of course not. They had rubber on the outside. Was it better than being these motherfuckers exposed to below freezing temperatures? Yeah. Worst part though was that I never got to tank him, and I wasn't needed. That was the day I got into the homeless shelter. But oh my god. Hey, you probably won't want to hear it, but you owe it to yourself to just... If you find yourself in that position and no one is there to help you, if you've literally resort... Although... Next, if it happens again where you genuinely feel like afraid of it, I can quickly get... I still have the form right over there on my my cork board. I can give you the address, and if I can get in, you can get in. It won't be a permanent thing, but you'll be warm, you'll have a bed, you'll have a shower, and you'll have meals. And that's it. That's all. Oh, even your clothes will be cleaned, and you'll get a haircut. Not on site, but there are named places you go and get that done. They've got a lot of rules that they don't tell you about, but my advice is to take it, start making friends, and Jesus Christ. In theory, you'll be okay. At least for a month. I know they have to renew you at the end of every month. Eventually, if I remember right, they have a scheme that at the end of, I think 3 months, they're obligated to find you a home to stay with. Plus, that was the only one that took me. There, you'd have more options as an American citizen, so you'd actually probably do better than I did, honestly. Although I suppose I did technically go home, so that might not be a good comparison. Body hurts, I'm hearing my mom's arthritis, mouth hurts. Hey, then fight for it.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Yay, that worked. Nice. Oh yeah, remember this part. Spiders. But anyway, you gotta fight for that then. And the fact that you've gotten a reprieve means that there is a fight. You're lucky you're in the age where landlords are starting to feel ever so slightly under threat. So maybe you get a reprieve. Plus, you know, landlords are people. You can run across good landlords too. I don't know if you have. I don't know the deets. But
So Balin finally realized his throne means nothing if he can't hold it, yet he still doesn't bother to send his own men. Well, you picked the wrong side, stranger. It doesn't matter who's king, as long as there's a queen. You'll pay for their deaths 100 times over. Kill them, but leave the mouthy one alive. I have plans for him.
alright. This is a surprisingly hard fight unless you have this little thing called Singularity of Justice. Boop. What the fuck? Did she just counter my cheat? Nah, no she didn't. No, she fucking didn't. You get nothing, motherfucker. You get nothing. Oh, but it gets sexier. Mass paralysis? Don't mind if I do. Where is it? Oh god, that's Morgan. Oh no. Shit. What's she got? What's she got? Oh, she can use Aura of Kings. All stats. Fuck yeah. Shale. Cause an earthquake in this cave. That seems safe. Mark for death. Perfect. Target her. Oh! Bark spawn. Do bark spawn things. Bark bark. Nice. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're not gonna play a little chase around with you, you stupid piece of shit. But they still triggered all our traps anyway, because fuck it. Well, there's nothing there I want. Just... No! I'm gonna give some gifts. Shale Zevran. What would be a good gift for him? Do I have the Antivan boots? I should. All the bones! Give Barkspawn his bones, because well, Barkspawn's my boy. And I love him. Item. Gift. Doesn't add anything, they're just there for a joke because it's a dog, so yeah. Journeyman Silverite? Fuck yeah. And Carta Thug. Ah, come on. I don't know how well you guys are dealing with this right now, tech-wise. My phone, or it could be... Oh, shit. Oh, no! No? No, we're good. Oh no, we're good. We're good. I guess it is just my phone. I was worried. Woo! I was worried there for a second. Oh, for God's sake. Half the time they're gonna look at your geek room and be like, my geek room's bigger. That's all I've actually dating online, that's my biggest notice. My geek room's bigger.
Perhaps I could have a try at that. Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Then have a try at it. I don't know, you could, in theory, have a bigger one. Mine's bigger. Where are those Antibon boots? Okay, I guess I will give Shale their remarkable stones, because they like remarkable. There, remarkable sapphire. Bam.
Ooh, shiny.
There we go. Journeyman coal room. Alright. No.
This won't take long.
Into Voltron? Yeah, I know girls who are into Voltron. Though, in all fairness, you should have aimed more towards Gundam. You could have then made your moves on Luna. I mean, I think she's a lesbian. But... And I'm not talking about Penmonk's Luna either. There's the other Luna. Luna used to hang out with Ryby. Also, Voltron? Elf King, the modern Voltron? That's mostly because of the gay subtext. In fact, that's usually what Elf King likes. Yeah, no, not that Luna. There is more than one Luna. It is a... No shock, I have in my personal life, I have a Luna of my own.
By all the beards of my ancestors! How did you... Where did you come from? You made a hole in my wall! It does? Oh, sod it. If people find out about this, my business will be ruined. They'll think I have something to do with Jarvia. How? Did you... You did, didn't you? You killed her. And then you climbed out of there into my shop.
Told you he'd be called in.
I don't want anything to do with this. And if anyone comes asking, I'm gonna tell them you did it.
Dude, I saved you from being lynched by the Carter, which is now non-existent. You're welcome. Yay. I can be smart enough to be like, yeah, the only place that people are making money is in the surface, so give me money. Because I'm a merchant and I need money. No, almost like capitalism is a disease. Okay, a bit of a reach, but alright. Money. Memory Band. Concentrate Soldier's Bane. Alright, that'll do. Carter's dead, Carter's dead. We killed the Carter. Carter from Stargate SG-1 is still alive. She was kinda hot, but not really. Actually, I kind of found her. I always remember the actress who played her in the behind the scenes of an SG-1, like behind the scenes at this season's premiere of SG-1. She's in like the chief writer's office, and she's playing like mini golf. And she goes, "Ooh, how about I get a boyfriend who doesn't die?" Or when she's on she's in that episode with O'Neill, and they're like he's dying of like the cold because they're in like this cave, and she just turns to the camera crew and screams, "I'm on an ice planet with MacGyver. How are we not home already?" I don't know why that went. Lord Harrimont, seriously, he's not literally evil. I think one of them is like, literally says something along the lines of it. No. I think the palace is where I'm at. Come on. Loading. Just telling me that the game's been streaming for too long and it's starting to struggle? Is that what you're telling me, video game? Because you'd be kind of right, I'm already over them. But I did start late. I can at least finish this bottle of wine. And then crack open another. Because we're not done yet. One thing you gotta say about low energy videos, he's a goer. He's a doer. He is a how do you to her. Balin.
Well, you've simply outdone yourself. They're talking all over the city about how someone finally went through Dusttown and slaughtered the Carta like Genlocks. Your son? What are you... Oh, that's rich. You're talking about that castless girl,
Not yet.
The one that came around claiming an Idukan son. That was yours. I never figured you for that sort of man. But put me on the throne and I'll give the whore and her brat the Idukan name, and a lovely room in the smallest palace. Unfortunately, Harrowmont's hold is still strong in the assembly, so that will require a bit more than you've already done. What do you know of the Paragon Branka? She is the only Paragon in 4 generations. She turned her back on her responsibilities. A Paragon is like an
typical woman, huh?
If she returned, her vote would outweigh the entire assembly. Anyone with her support could take the throne unchallenged. I hope you will bring her back to endorse me as king. Then we will both go down in history as a Paragon's saviors. So far, my men have traced Branka to Caridin's Cross, an ancient crossroad lost to the Darkspawn 4 centuries ago. Her trail ends there. Perhaps with your warden's expertise, you can find what my men could not. She had an entire house with her, dedicated to her protection. With the number of ruins still intact, they could last for a long time. And Harrowmont is looking as well. It's too risky to assume she's dead only to have him take credit for finding her. You have my thanks. Seek her in Caridin's Cross. I will try to delay the vote until you return.
And we wait and we wait and wait for the loading to start. Remember back when games were incredibly unoptimized, and yet they were still somehow the best choice to making mods? I'm looking at you, anything Bethesda made. Oh.
I have heard nothing from House Idukan. Please don't forget us, my lord. Is that likely, my lord? The throne, that's a lot to promise. But it's better than nothing. Thank you, my lord, and good luck.
My beautiful short stack wife. Or, well, she's not. Morgan is my tall stack wife. Because she's stacked, but she's also tall. Even though she's not even meant to be, like, 20, I think? I think she's, like, just turned 20 when you meet her. Being simultaneously exhausted and unable to sleep is the worst. That's called anxiety. You need a little thing called not causing yourself a heart attack, Mr. Someone's out of shape and constantly in pain. Seriously, all the signs are there. You're not doing yourself any favor to treat yourself like that. You gotta chill. Hell, you're in a legal state now. If it doesn't cause you anxiety or panic attacks like I do, maybe you should think about getting yourself some weed. Failing that, there must be something you do to calm yourself down. I know this is borderline hippie shit, but if you can find yourself your zen, The difference between staring up at the ceiling until the sun comes up over the horizon or going to sleep after an hour. Everyone's zen is different. I kind of defrag from the problem bit by bit until eventually it's kind of a vague, abstract form. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it works for me. I am in currently position when it says substance. That what you need to do is get into a relaxed state to match said substance. And then slowly turn off the lights in your apartment one by one, crawl into bed, and close your eyes. And that's it. It's a time-honored tradition. I've been increasingly falling asleep to streams more and more. Vosh's latest Metro was my my go-to until eventually his voice was almost like annoying to me. So I wake up very briefly and slam my finger onto the key, onto the phone, and turn it off. Well, I've had a... Oh, of course! Of course you have. No one said otherwise. You've been in a bad place. But believe it or not, mate, you made it through. Congrats. Now you've just got the rest of your life. But it looks like you've gotten over the worst of it. From the outside sources. The inside sources are all still going to be you. I don't want to think I was kind of like belittling what you've gone through. Jesus. It's been a rough time. But you're doing okay. You're doing a lot better than other people. And it's not finished yet. In many ways, it'll never be finished. But, well, it will be finished the day you yourself pass. That's life, literally. Eventually, you will, like, find a new routine. And it looks like you're getting enough safety and security to start thinking about that sort of thing. So, as rough as this Christmas is going to be for you, man, do hold on to that hope. Next few months, who knows?
Ah, you return, Warden. Is there more you would know from Orzammar's memories? That is an odd request. Have you grown so fond of the Surfacer's ways in your brief absence? I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition? He seems a charitable man, but that is a thin thread on which to tie Orzammar's traditions. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words were...
I figured you'd appreciate it. But you're not alone, it seems. And honestly, it would just be me watching stuff on my own and getting drunk, so obviously saying hi to some people in like DMs and such. It's my relationship right now with my family isn't great. Like I've said, I don't really want to get into details, but long and short of it is that, yeah. I mean, I'm technically free. I'll spend a bit of time doing what I normally do on Christmas Day, which is watch the Star Wars Holiday Special, the Rift Tracks edition. Then I suppose I'll slide into a live stream with you guys.
Perhaps the books here can make up for the lack of attention you paid your elders. We were a great empire once, and our land stretched through the deep roads. Kal Sharok was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn. Then perhaps I could ask a service of you. When our warriors brave the tunnels, they're often too busy to see the wonders around them. They leave treasures and ancient manuscripts rotting in the deeps. If you find anything significant to us, we'd pay you well for your finds. Thank you. Now, is there anything more you would know? At the other side of the old empire, during the last blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kal Sharok is the only other city to outlast the blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us. Your presence here has been recorded in the memories. I wish I knew what significance it has.
Good catch there, Bill. Be on toes. Seems to come in waves of threes. And yes, she is. It's good that she has someone like you. And others, I hope, as well. She's gonna need them. Need to get Raisin in on them in the new year. Bomb, bomb. I forget how to do everything in the right order. I think I have to head out to the Deep Roads. I was hoping to run across Oghren before I left, but I guess he's gone from the pub, so he's in where? August is a hell of a month, too. Now, one awesome emperor. You're right, man. You're doing a lot better than others in your position, that's for sure. Ah, here's Oghren.
There you are. I thought I'd spoken to a Grey Warden, but for some reason I chalked it up to the drink. I know you're down here to look for Branka, and I need to ask a favor. You remembered. I'm sodding touched. Maybe now that His Highness thinks my Branka can be rescued, you don't think I'm quite so crazy, huh? But they haven't found Branka herself, and that means whatever they've got, It's not enough if you don't know what she was looking for. If we pool our knowledge, we stand a chance of finding Branka. Otherwise, good sodding luck. You should know that Branka was looking for the Anvil of the Void, the secret to building golems, which was lost centuries ago. The smith Caridin built it, and with it, Orzammar had 100 years of peace, while it was protected by the golems forged on the Anvil. As far as anyone knows, the Anvil was built in the old Ortan Taig. Branka planned to start looking there, if she could ever find it. All she knew was that it was past Caridin's cross. No one's seen that Taig for 500 years. If we're going, let's get moving. Branka's not gonna sodding find herself.
Alright. Bit crazy not to bring him. So let's get rid of Zev. He's not really necessary. But for some reason...
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Oghren for some reason. But you can just... yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Oghren. Oghren's level is not terrible, actually. He's already fully maxed out there, Jesus. Weapon. Wind, Shale, Oghren. Let's give him the superior armor, boots, and plate. Yeah, that's more like it. What time's it? Alright. Let's knock this. Let's go pure Andavar. Yeah, but it's not in the. They're not people. We pointed out before. Like it's not people. It's bots. Yeah. Really. I just realized the giant chasm there kind of looks like a dragon. That's where the golems are.
Caridin's Cross. I can't believe Balin actually tracked this place down. This used to be one of the biggest crossroads in the old Empire. You could get anywhere from here, including Ortan Taig. Not a one, but trust me, we will once we're on the path to the old Ortan Taig. She was going to Caridin's home. I've been waiting for someone to say that for 2 sodding years.
Okay. Goon.
Well, look what we have here.
Goon.
Balin's new toadies. Let's show him who's king.
I like how they keep the idea of the the future king kind of like, oh, no, in fact, Harriman's the good king and Balin's the bad one. Yeah, they both do the exact same things, but Balin's trying to like promote change.
In the ways of the Golem. It deserves a medal.
Thing is, I don't remember anyone ever mentioning about them having memory problems.
Perhaps they're not the ones with the memory problems.
I talked to a Golem once. It didn't have anything interesting to say, but its memory, sharp. It could tell you what you were wearing at the Barnak Festival 10 years ago.
Probably vomit and flies and little else, if I were to guess.
Of course, if someone simply claimed to have lost their memory, that would avoid some awkward questions.
Is it still talking? It is not drinking, so it must be.
Fine, fine. You go on and don't answer me. You'll screw up sooner or later.
Of course.
Busy with the little one. Oh. Yeah, no, you're welcome here. Most, if not all, people are welcome here at any given time. So long as they don't act like pieces of shit. And it's been a while since we had a piece of shit. But the last time I lashed out on someone, I think I now admit that I was kind of jumping in conclusions, and that was poor old Dan. Everyone reaches out to Dan and tell them they're welcome back. Might even show up for Gertie tomorrow, because they're a fan of Gertie well before they were a fan of me. I knew something felt wrong. I was like, wait, don't I need to pee? Pee, of course. And yes, I washed my damn hands. Did I dry them? Good enough. Die. Better. This is the only mission I would suggest bring Oghren on. He's so useless besides. Except for comic relief. And that's all they ever want him to be wise character, you know? Character be wise. Jesus Christ. I'm putting that more down to the tiredness in the drink at this point. Saying that, like, I'll just procrastinate and leave it for a day or two. In fact, I can't do anything Saturday. I've got plans. Very nice plans. But would I want to do stuff Sunday? Maybe. I don't know. Probably not, actually. So I owe it to myself. And I got drinks, so we're here for Longo. So. Yeah, let me say fuck. Yeah. change. Show a theme on sex. Missy, yeah. You might wish to be the only person in the crowd to be talking like G, because Google does not like you. It's taken about a year now for us all to realize that Bill's paranoia that Google's out to get them is actually a little bit true. He is on some sort of list for something that he said, God knows what and when. But he is now checked. If it makes you feel any better, whenever I'm on Girl Does Rants Twitch, it seems to have it out for me to the point where we have a running gag. And, like, she gets really pissed off because, you know, like, it should be the creators, not Google's, decision on what is and isn't okay. So I show up and I'm like, hey, alright, let me think of it, something that was cancelled. Nah. Between tiredness and drink, I'm drawing a literal blank. I'm running on autopilot at this point. But it was, like, it was very mellow. We'd be able to get away with it here. To the point where that's why it's not sticking out of my head. And, it got cancelled. Gertie's like, what the hell, Twitch? It almost puts me off showing up in her chat. And I'm like, wait, how the hell am I going to seduce the hell out of her unless I make an actual appearance? Nah, in reality, I just like to be I like to show up in her chat. But, like, Twitch is a bizarre creature, and a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. YouTube, it's kind of the same, I guess. Bill's a great example of that. Well, I have to say, once or twice, if I could have, I too would have blocked what you said. Don't ask me for deets, because I can't remember. I just know once or twice I've looked at something stupid you said and I'm like, okay, tone it down 20% or more, but nah. Never intended to ban you. I mean, I wouldn't have given you that wrench if I thought you were ban worthy, right? Now, if YouTube really was for everyone, as they claim, it would be really nice for them to actually... It would be really cool for them to actually, like, let the creators set the tone. Now, I get the downside of that, by the way. I would 100% get the downside of that. The downside, of course, is that that's the perfect environment then to create an echo chamber which you could promote the worst elements of human consciousness. Like we're talking about P-word stuff, we're talking about animal cruelty, we're talking about good old-fashioned racism and sexism too. And everything in between. It still happens though. Plenty of anti-vaxxers on this channel, that's for sure. On this site, that's for sure. Hope not on this channel though. Anyway, Let's have a look at the chat. Why Rio, he is such a sweet boy. Wait. What's this now? Oh, it's Google. Yeah. Google seems to be to get Rio and sometimes a Gus. Okay, didn't know that. Once got zapped in Pimps by Google. That was weird. I mean, that's freak. Mom explode my chat. Why Rio such a sweet boy? He is. He very much is. Include there. Issue with several channels. Band. Over nothing in particular, usually only in Pip's chat. Pretty sure it was whatever Google mod from. I'm sure he likes me. The great thing about Pimp is that if he doesn't like you, I could, like, I or numerous other people could just ask him and he'd be like, yeah, no, fucking. But it's a good chance that he then like unban you if other people he knows like you. So it's crazy at the beginning just how much Pimp was sus about me, for lack of better terms. I mean, he was right to. I do steal children's souls and then use them to convince parents to commit debauchery. But I mean, that's just what an evil spirit does, right? Right? Not my fault. I'm a sin against nature. No, one early thing I got as being a creator, even in the most vaguest sense that I am, is that, like, you gotta learn to be a bit more detached. I'm normally good at it, but, you know, I still fuck up. The worst thing you want to do is to be known for someone who like loses their shit. I mean, look at Emo, right? Emo Howling Wolf is just, oh. I mean, do they even have a channel anymore? Or is it just them showing up on other people's streams so they can basically be trolled into doing really, really bad stuff? Arrgh. Alright, even this battle showing me I'm getting a little bit too jarred for a point and click. Let's kill these motherfuckers off. We're not going to do this tomorrow, but we can definitely do it. There we go. No. One last bastion left. It won't let me save until all the red markers are off the screen. I know John, but doesn't help me. Oh, everyone annoys John. My first major conversation with, assuming we're talking about John Morgan, is not one where I would have endeared myself to him. I endeared myself to everyone around. I think Keenum almost like gave me a standing ovation afterwards. Oh, I don't think John Morgan really like deserves the rage that people like Ben give him. But oh my god, I do see where he is. But then you introduce the origin of language and you're like, oh right, there's always a bigger fish. There's always a bigger fish. The thing is, even I don't really hate Origin, but I do sometimes stop and go, what the fuck are you on about? I do worry about that guy. I don't think even he knows what he talks about sometimes. I don't mean a sort of like a fun Evan Lefebvre sort of way either. But then again, I ramble on when I'm doing it right now. But I do it with a smolder. And a shale punching an uncircumcised dick dinosaur in the face. Which is always good. No, Pimp my chum. I like Morgan, but he intentionally pokes people. Oh, okay. Oh, heck, I know John all the time, and he's asked me to be on the show. No worries, just like him like that. Yeah. Absolutely. I think the worst sort of like souring from a creator I ever got was from Paul, as in Paul's ego. One day I told him something on stream and he's just like, right, I'm just gonna go and block you because that sounds really trolly and fakey. It wasn't. I was asking for his insight. Maybe I didn't phrase it right. It was just... I don't know, it was such a kind of a dick move on his part. I was kind of like, okay, that's pretty shit. You there, Paul? As someone who I admired more than anyone else from old DP. Okay, well, fuck you too, I guess, and that's it. Of course, Paul's been burning a lot of bridges as of late. I mean, Vosh shouldn't be fighting. They are naturally allied. And Vosh would like to be friends with him. But, yeah. Paul wants to fucking hang out with Jimmy Dore, does he? Alright. Paul chats to the Wild West. I've seen him do that a lot. I know Paul well, but I heard he's not the nicest to his fans. He can be, but it's a sort of a whim thing. You don't know what you're getting into with Paul. I mean, if I were to go back, if I were to go back and talk to Paul for a while, something tells me he'd be like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. It's unlikely that he thinks about me enough to be like, no, go fuck yourself, Low Energy, I know who you are. Really? That makes 1.5 of us, I guess. Recently, Poe added me as a friend on Twitter. Like, he started following me on Twitter. And I'm like, wow, I'm really doing something, aren't I? Fucking Poe. Wow, yeah. Congratulations. I feel like that meme from Evangelion. Congratulations, congratulations.
Well, she's hardly discreet. The way she looks at you, it's as though she's completely forgotten there's anything of you above the waist.
Oh my.
I've noticed your blossoming relationship, and I wanted to ask you where you thought it was going. She is a cunning woman, a Maleficar. She will use you for her own ends. I am telling you what I see and what my instincts tell me. And even if the feelings you share are genuine, this affair may not be the best thing for either of you. You are a Grey Warden. You have responsibilities which supersede your personal desires.
How the fuck do you know that? Because the only major difference is that what happens with the Grey Wardens when the Archdemon shows up. Also, you end up going crazy and having to die around about age 40. But, like, no one knows that but other Grey Wardens. It's a closely guarded secret. Why? Because she's old and a magic user? Vivian didn't know that about Grey Wardens.
Love is ultimately selfish. It demands that one be devoted to a single person who may fully occupy one's mind and heart to the exclusion of all else. A Grey Warden cannot afford to be selfish. You may be forced to make a choice between saving your love and saving everyone else. And then what would you do?
It's actually not true. It's, in this case, she will sacrifice for you. Well, yeah, giving birth is definitely a 9-month sacrifice, but she's giving birth to a demon, so, you know.
Nothing is certain. Not in these times. You cannot take anything for granted. I want you to be aware of this.
Okay.
I am just trying to minimize the suffering that may come to either of you. I have given my advice. Do with it what you will.
Did she like or dislike what I said there? Oh! She didn't like it. Okay, well, I'm sure that I've got a gift for her somewhere. Yeah, Gage. Why doesn't Dave, Patriarchy Cooking Channel, notice me and make me upsetty spaghetti? He's too busy holding his cans of beer upside down, like in his weird claw hand, while he's half crying and telling Jake that he's a piece of shit. Jake, in turn, is busy preening his weird-ass corn suit. He has no time for patriarchy. No one was annoyed. A while back, Jake mentioned Animancer and Swegda, Underhaven. And he went, I don't know who these people are. And I was just thinking like, oh, that must be annoying. I would like if Vosh was to look at me and go, who the fuck are you? Motherfucker, we have had 1.5 conversations.
There was a man in the village who reminded me of the drunken dwarf.
They had some dwarves just like me, huh?
No, none of the dwarves were similar. They were quiet and respected, more or less. No, the one I remember was a human. He vomited in the street constantly. Then he wandered into a snowstorm and froze to death.
Huh? And how was that like me?
Did I say similar? I meant I hoped he was similar.
I think I had a wife like you once. This looks like the right way out. Orton Tide. It won't be long now.
The lag is on my end, by the way. Not on the streams for once. I think the response will be just to turn the game on and off again. So let's kill off this pile of genlocks, as we tend to do. You know, we are fucking Grey Wardens after all. And then there was more enemies. Let's just keep killing the enemies off until the lag or the enemies grow. 2 in between. Rion Haven literally tore him a new asshole on the several occasions, right? And so did Frank, and hell, didn't even Shit Show take a crack at him. Oh, I saw Miss Parker's interview with Vaughn. Was not expecting that day. He showed his fucking Elder Scroll as proof that he wasn't evil. And I was like, oh my god, he has headcanon for himself. But now thinking about it, of course he has headcanon for himself. He's like those kids who think that, like, their toys can stop real life problems. Except he's old enough to take a pension. Which, at that point, you're like, oh, so he has, like, Alzheimer's or something. Maybe. Which I think, if that's ever proven, should be the end of him being a lolcow, because at that point, you're just making fun of a sad old man. Which he is. Oh, this is where you add the body parts, yeah. No, my bad. Alright. So I'm gonna quickly save here. Let's save. Then exit. Exit the game. I don't know why it takes you back to the main menu, but it does. He thinks his Amazon ordered memorabilia makes him not bad. Did he get it from Amazon? It didn't even look right. I've seen, like, homemade Elder Scrolls that look so much better than what he had in his hand. That, what he looked like a roll of fly paper. It didn't look right. There was no golden, like, there was no gold leaf. There was no, the handles were all wrong. It was just, like, I'm an Elder Scrolls buff. What can I say? I look at that.